In H.G. Wells' The War of the Worlds, the Martian fighting machines, often called the Martian Tripods, are the main weapons used by the invading Martians. They come from Mars along with the Martians themselves, landing on Earth inside large metal cylinders. Once the Martians emerge, they build and use these machines to move across the countryside and defeat human armies. The tripods are not just vehicles but walking war machines, showing how far ahead Martian science is compared to human technology of that time. Wells uses them to represent the fear of invasion and the idea that humans could be powerless against a more advanced civilization. In the novel, the tripods easily defeat soldiers, ships, and fortifications, showing how helpless humanity is at first. One famous scene describes the British warship HMS Thunder Child bravely attacking several tripods and even destroying two of them before being destroyed itself. The tripods here in the original work are described as huge three-legged machines, often said to be over 100 feet tall, towering over houses and trees. Each one has three long, jointed legs that lets the machine stride over rivers, hills, and buildings. Hanging beneath the main metal body are several long whip-like tentacles, which are used to grab stuff. On top of the body is a hood-shaped head, usually described as brass-colored, where a single Martian sits and controls the machine. The purpose of the tripods is destruction and control. They are armed with powerful heat rays, a deadly energy weapon that can burn people, melt metal, and destroy entire towns in moments. They also fire canisters of black smoke, which is a poisonous gas that spreads across the land and kills anyone who breathes it. In short, they have become one of the most iconic war alien machines in science fiction, so much so that many iterations of them have been seen in movies and shows. And so here in this video, we will showcase the evolution of these tripods over the years in media. In the artwork for Ray Harryhausen's unmade 1950s War of the Worlds movie, the fighting machines are based on flying saucers walking upon three legs with spiked feet, and they fire their heat rays from the rims of their bodies. However, this movie was unmade or cancelled, and hence we don't really see the tripods in action. In the 1953 film adaptation of War of the Worlds produced by George Pal, the Martian fighting machines are shown to be very different from H.G. Wells' original tripods. Instead of tall, three-legged walkers, these machines look like floating manta rays with a smooth white body and a very long, curved swan neck, a heat ray mounted on top. The design was likely inspired by Wells' description of the Martian flying machines rather than the walking tripods. In the movie, these machines appear to hover in the air like spacecraft moving silently and smoothly above the ground. But early in the film and again near the end, the machines are briefly shown with three glowing electromagnetic legs. These legs suggest that the machines are not truly hovering, but are supported by powerful energy fields. Decades later, in the 1988 to 1990 television series War of the Worlds, the Martian fighting machines appear only occasionally, but they are important for keeping the story connected to the 1953 George Pal film. The series is set as a sequel to the movie, so the alien technology is shown as an extension of the same invasion. Because of this, the machines in the TV show are not really classic tall tripods from H.G. Wells' novel, but versions of the manta ray-shaped war machines designed by the artist called Albert Nozaki for the 1953 film. A clear example appears in the episode Dust to Dust, which features a centuries-old variant of the manta machine. However, this version moves along using solid legs instead of invisible energy, making it look more like a mechanical machine and more closely related to the original tripod idea. In Steven Spielberg's 2005 film adaptation, the Martian fighting machines are reimagined as towering squid or jellyfish-like tripods that feel both alien and terrifying. These machines are enormous, about 150 feet tall or more, making them the tallest tripods seen in any adaptation. Instead of arriving from space, they have been buried deep underground for thousands of years, waiting to be activated when the Martians return. Each tripod has a rounded, dome-shaped head with a window-like viewport, powerful bendable legs which end in three-fingered feet, and many retractable tentacles that are used to grab humans and scan the environment. Their main weapons are the heat rays that instantly disintegrate living beings while leaving clothes and objects behind, and they are protected by a strong energy shield that makes human weapons useless. Some versions of the tripods shown in the movie differ slightly in design and equipment, suggesting different roles, with heavier models used mainly for advanced warfare while others used for grabbing humans. In the Pendragon Pictures direct-to-DVD adaptation, the Martian tripods are portrayed in a way that stays closer to the novel's basic idea but with noticeable differences in design and movement. These tripods have large, free-moving heads mounted on a small central body. allowing the single Martian inside to see in all directions. Beneath the body hang several thick metallic tentacles made of boxy chain-like segments that look more like heavy bicycle chains than the thin, whip-like probes described by H.G. Wells. These tentacles are mainly used to capture humans who are stored in a visible basket attached to the machine. These tripods are often shown as awkward and mechanical rather than smooth and graceful. The machines are silver in coloration and armed with a retractable heat ray, which is used for attacking humans and destroying defenses. In Jeff Wayne's musical version of War of the Worlds, the Martian fighting machine stands out because it has a thick, heavily armored body with a powerful, imposing shape, which makes it look more like a thick, walking forest than a fast scout or a hunter. Its cockpit is set within tall hoods or cupola, which appears to be fixed in place, which suggests that while the machine is extremely tough, it may be less flexible and agile than the other designs. At first glance, the tripod seems to lack tentacles entirely. However, in the animated visuals used during the live stage production, the tentacles are briefly shown in action. Its main weapons include two black smoke launchers, faithful to H.G. Wells' novel, and a heat ray mounted on a socket at the front of the hood. In the movies produced by Asylum, the first movie, the fighting machine is not really a tripod at all, but a six-legged walker that looks more like a gigantic mechanical crab. In the sequel, however, The Next Wave, the Martian machines change again and finally become tripods, often called the squid walkers. Its heat ray is built directly into the body, firing through a slot in the rotating head, which moves like a turret. Through this same opening, the machine can release a green poisonous gas similar to the black smoke from the novel. But unlike the earlier versions, these tripods are living cyborg organisms, not piloted from the inside. Instead, they are controlled remotely by signals from a Martian mothership and can even disappear or fly. They are armed with heat rays and a special beam that teleports humans directly to the mothership, where the captives are drained of their blood, and rather than carrying cages, these machines absorb humans into their organic interiors. In the manga Gothic Meteors The War, the Martian fighting machines are designed as predatory arachnid-like war engines that feel alive rather than mechanical. They move on long, jointed legs powered by a metallic muscle and bone system. As they walk, their joints release a greenish smoke, directly echoing the descriptions of the novel. The body of the machine is also made from an unknown alien metal and acts almost like an extension of the Martian. In the animated movie The War of the Worlds Goliath, the Martian fighting machines appear in two distinct tripod designs, each reflecting a different stage of Martian technology. The first variant, seen during the 1899 invasion, has a deliberately unnerving, almost face-like appearance. Its head is topped with a round cap, with two glowing red eyes beneath it and an open, jagged section filled with red tubes that resemble a mouth. The second variant, introduced during the Martians' failed return in 1914, is a clear evolution of the first and is closer to H.G. Wells' original description. It is much larger, towering over buildings, and it is also faster and more heavily armed. This upgraded tripod features more tentacles and stronger heat rays, but still lacks a defensive shield and the black smoke. Next, in War of the Worlds, the true story of 2012, the Martian tripods are shown as tall brown fighting machines that rise over 100 feet tall, closely resembling the classic machines from H.G. Wells' novel. They have a simple mechanical look, built for war, with three long legs supporting a bulky central body. The tripods are armed with a heat ray and black smoke, staying faithful to the novel. While they lack advanced defenses and can be damaged or destroyed, their sheer size and firepower makes them overwhelming for humans on the battlefield. Now, in the Great Martian War of 1913 to 1917, a Canadian/UK made-for-television science fiction docudrama film, the Martian tripods are designed to look and move much like the machines described in H.G. Wells' novel. They walk with insect-like movements, their bodies are tall and mechanical, built for war rather than elegance. Each tripod is armed with the famous heat beam, which can melt buildings, weapons, and also have tentacles. These versions show that the tripods come in different sizes and types. The largest are called the Martian Herons, towering machines used for heavy combat and destruction. The smaller versions, known as Martian Spiders, are quicker and more agile and are used for tasks like capturing humans and moving supplies. The second last version is the BBC War of the Worlds TV miniseries tripod. These are biomechanical war machines that are built underground, likely using Earth's own minerals and ores. They have three long legs each, which ends in two main sections. The heat ray is built directly into the body, glowing blue like a single eye when firing, and the overall body looks thick and robust in comparison to the previous iterations. At the base of the machine are ports that release black smoke, which is directly tied to the novel. The design shows visible biomechanical musculature beneath the moving armored plates, suggesting they function using artificial muscles rather than simple, clockwork machinery. And lastly, last year's War of the Worlds with Ice Cube has strange tripod designs. They still have tall, squid-like bodies with long jointed legs, but unlike the 2005 version or the others, these machines appear to be made of modular parts, which has the same texture theme with the Jaeger drones from Pacific Rim Uprising. Their role is also more strategic, as they rely on stolen data from human surveillance systems, including the Goliath system, to upgrade themselves rather than simply overwhelming Earth with raw force. They strongly also resemble other sci-fi war machines like the Ceph Tripods from Crisis, which are also called the Pingers. They also resemble the Metal Gear Gecko from MGS4 and also the Helldivers Illuminate Tripods. And so with that, we end this video on the evolution of the tripods of War of the Worlds from 1950 to last year 2025. And so with that, we end this video. Now do hit the like button for support, and also for the ones holding their phones in their hands, do hit the hype option to push this content further to other viewers. Also subscribe to be a part of Legio and Notebook, and till the next time, take care, boys.